Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood, and today we're going to be learning all about Beetles. The bugs, not the band. Although, if you want to learn about the band, I did an episode on that too, so check the links in the show notes. Now, before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Imagine a tiny creature capable of surviving a direct blast from a heavy footstep or even the crushing weight of a car tire without injury. Some say a specific species of woodland beetle possesses a unique interlocking armor so strong it can withstand pressures that would flatten aluminum cans. What do you think? Could an insect truly survive being run over by a car? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is elytron. That's E-L-Y-T-R-O-N. An elytron is the modified hardened forewing of certain insects, particularly beetles, which serves as protection for the delicate flying wings underneath. Unlike bees or butterflies that fly with all four wings exposed, beetles utilize this rigid cover to shield their respiratory openings and primary flight apparatus from moisture, predators, and debris while they burrow through soil or chew through wood. The word elytron comes from the Greek word elytron, meaning sheath, cover, or wrapper, which itself derives from the verb elyon, meaning to roll up or wrap. English naturalists adopted the term in the early 18th century during the formalization of modern entomological classification. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about beetles. Number 1. Beetles make up about 1 out of every 4 animal species on Earth. Biologists have classified over 400,000 distinct species of beetles, which represents about 25% of all documented animal life forms on the planet. This extraordinary evolutionary success means that the order Coleoptera contains more species than any other group in the animal kingdom. For comparison, with that 400,000 different species of beetles, the entire mammalian class has fewer than 6,500 species, meaning that beetle species outnumber mammal species by a ratio of more than 60 to 1. You can find beetles in pretty much every ecological niche on Earth except for the open ocean and extreme polar ice caps. And scientists continue to discover thousands of new beetle variants every year, and they estimate there could be millions more that remain unclassified deep in tropical rainforests. Number 2. The bombardier beetle mixes internal chemicals to shoot boiling liquid at its enemies. The bombardier beetle possesses a localized internal defense mechanism that allows it to project a toxic spray heated to 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius directly from its abdomen. This spray comes from a specialized reaction chamber lined with catalytic enzymes. When threatened, the beetle forces 2 separately stored chemical compounds, hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide, into the vestibule chamber to trigger an immediate exothermic reaction. The resulting chemical reaction oxidizes the compounds into highly irritating p-benzoquinones and generates rapid fluid vaporization. This pressure accumulation forces an exhaust valve to open, releasing the boiling fluid in a rapid succession at velocities reaching 10 meters per second. Amazingly, the beetle can rotate the tip of its abdomen all the way around to target attacking ants, spiders, or frogs with pinpoint accuracy. And if a predator does swallow the beetle, it can actually even release fluid inside that can cause the toad or whatever to vomit it back up. Number 3. The Titan beetle is one of the biggest beetles out there, almost 7 inches long, but as big as it never eats a single meal as an adult. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, the Titan beetle holds the record for the maximum body length among longhorn beetles. It can measure about 6.6 inches or 16.7 centimeters long. These massive insects possess short, curved mandibles capable of snapping wooden pencils completely in half. Despite their imposing physical structure and formidable jaws, adult Titan beetles are harmless foragers focused exclusively on reproduction. The mature adult beetle relies solely on energy reserves accumulated during its prolonged larval stage, meaning it lacks a functional feeding routine. Adults spend their brief life cycle of just a few weeks flying through the forest canopy at night solely to locate mates via airborne pheromones. And interestingly enough, because the larvae feed inside decaying wood deep underground for several years, no human researcher has ever successfully located a live Titan beetle grub in its natural habitat. Number 4. Rhinoceros beetles can lift objects that weigh hundreds of times their own body mass. For their size, rhinoceros beetles are some of the strongest animals out there. Controlled laboratory experiments have shown that certain species can support loads up to 850 times their weight on their backs. If a person had that equivalent proportional strength, they would be able to lift an entire semi-truck or armored tank single-handedly. This immense physical strength comes from their lightweight exoskeleton, which provides maximum structural leverage without adding excessive muscle mass. The beetle utilizes this strength during territorial battles, using its specialized horns to pry rival males off tree trunks and fruit sources. Because smaller organisms like beetles require less energy to move their own bodies, their muscles can dedicate their maximum force on other things. And our 5th and final fun fact for today: dung beetles navigate across terrain by tracking patterns of the Milky Way. The African dung beetle is the only known insect documented to utilize the collective light of the Milky Way galaxy for directional guidance. After rolling a ball of animal waste, the beetle has to transport it away in a straight path to prevent theft by competing insects. When nighttime clouds obscure individual stars, the beetles look up to detect the distinct gradient of light from the Milky Way galaxy and use that to chart their trajectory. Researchers verified this behavior by placing tiny cardboard hats over beetles' eyes. That's right, cardboard hats on beetles, and that disrupted their ability to travel in straight lines. Further testing inside a digital planetarium confirmed that the insects ignore single bright stars, relying instead on the broad glow of the galactic core to maintain orientation. This astronomical navigation technique allows the beetles to move efficiently even in the dark of night and across uneven terrain. Now for some news you can use. If you have a backyard garden or tend to potted patio plants, you can utilize ladybugs, which are actually part of the beetle family, as a natural pest management system. The ladybugs are highly efficient predatory beetles that seek out dense colonies of soft-bodied agricultural pests. A single adult ladybug can consume up to 50 destructive aphids per day, protecting your roses, tomatoes, and leafy greens without the need for chemical sprays. To attract these helpful beetles to your yard, you can plant pollen-rich companion flowers like dill, fennel, and marigolds. By providing a diverse habitat with varied flowering plants, you create a hospitable environment that encourages adult ladybugs to lay their eggs nearby. When the larvae hatch onto the leaves, they have an even greater appetite than the adults, forming a self-sustaining defense barrier that keeps your garden healthy and vibrant naturally. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, could a beetle really survive being run over by a car tire? It's hard to believe, but it's a fact. The diabolical ironclad beetle, found primarily under the bark of oak trees and rocks in western North America, can survive compression forces up to 39,000 times its own body weight, or about 150 newtons of direct pressure. This resistance allows the flightless beetle to withstand being run over by a car, a force that routinely crushes the standard insect exoskeleton. Scientists discovered that the beetle's elytra are fused together along a central seam resembling a jigsaw puzzle. This interlocking system has layered microscopic structures that shift and deform under extreme pressure rather than snapping or cracking apart. It absorbs immense structural loads, protecting the beetle's internal organs from catastrophic crushing forces when it's buried under heavy rocks or stepped on by passing animals. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about beetles with me today, and be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.